Yes, people, you know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again with another video. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to the guy in the streets rolling around making bad noise, but it is what it is. Shout out to everyone tuning in, man. I appreciate you guys. This road to 14K still. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And the best way you can help the channel grow is to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of these good things. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and do that for me. Super Sunday, Manchester United against Chelsea. Man United draw 1-1. It wasn't a game of two halves. It wasn't a game of one half. There was one constant problem, a problem that I've been talking about for ages, a problem that's very dear to me. Or something that's very dear to me, because I keep banging on about this thing. And for some reason, people don't see it, and I don't know why. But this thing goes a long way in football. It was a chaotic game. If Ten Hag was in charge, or if Ten Hag was still in charge, he would have said that this is a great point. He would have said that we controlled the game. He would have loved this type of football today, because it was absolutely chaotic. Man United more than Chelsea were sloppy in passing, not controlling the ball, not calm on the ball. The passes weren't going to the people they were intended for. The passing was just off. It was just one big mess, if I'm honest with you, man. It wasn't nice to see. It wasn't nice to see. The decision-making was absolutely awful. Our front line, none of the front line or none of the people playing up front were clinical. And yeah, today, yes, Chelsea allowed us to create a lot of, I want to say a lot of chances, but Chelsea allowed us to be in their half a lot of times. But it's not going to happen every game. Not every team is going to let you go into their own half more than 5-6 times and, allow you to at least try and create chances. But Chelsea did. But some teams are so defensively good, they will let you do that at least. They will let you do that 2-3 times tops. And those 2 or 3 times, you need to be clinical. And we don't have that up front. Rashford's not clinical. Garnacho's not clinical. Højlund is not clinical. Bruno's not clinical. We need at least 5 to 6 chances to really get going. And it's not good enough, especially in the Premier League. This is how you end up with draws like this, because if we were clinical, if we had the type of players that we saw back in the day, or the type of players we see in other leagues, them type of players, the one chance, one goal type of players. If we had those, we would have won this game 3-4-1 today. We would have won this game easily. 3-4-1. Wrapped up, easy. We send Chelsea packing. We keep the 3 points at home. That's what the outcome would have been. But we don't have that type of players, man. We're still a long way from people like Man City, Liverpool now. See the difference between us and Liverpool yesterday? Liverpool were clinical. Yesterday, they missed chances, but it wasn't 5-6 times. No. They were clinical when they needed to be, and they made the right decisions, which brings me to my next point. We do not make the right decisions up front. And that's due to the poor quality of the people playing up front. Højlund, for some reason, has reverted back to being the wrestler. Rashford, I don't know what he is anymore. I don't know if he's a striker. I don't know if he's a winger. He just turned 27. He's not getting any younger. And I've been saying this. He's not getting younger and he's not getting better, unfortunately. He's not improving on anything specifically. Whether it's the right foot finishing, left foot finishing, his headers, his physicality, the skills. You don't know what he's improving on. Yes, you see the videos of him online doing shooting drills, but it's with mannequins. So yeah, in the game, you're not playing against mannequins. You're playing against real life people. So all these videos he was posting, no disrespect, all them videos he was posting, where's the results? Where Where are the fruits of that labor? Can't see it. And, questions have to be asked, because some of these players, and you've got to look at the players that have been here for 3-4 plus years. How many managers do you need to finally be able to show this supposed quality that you have? This supposed quality that everyone keeps talking about. When is it coming? When are you showing this? So Amorim's going to have a huge task on his hand to come in and assess these type of players and make a decision. Some of the players are going to have to be benched, because in terms of decision making, in terms of IQ and intelligence, a lot of these players are lacking intelligence and IQ. And this is not me trying to be rude or trying to insult their intellect, but in terms of football intelligence, not many players on the pitch have that. And we're currently facing the consequences of a manager, or the previous manager, prioritizing transitions and running over fundamentals and passing and, being secure technically. We're facing the consequences of that, because now we're left with a handful of players who can't even pass the ball correctly. We're left with a handful of players that make the wrong decision consistently. Every single game, they're making the same mistakes, which tells me in training, they're not working on those mistakes well. And with the reports coming out recently from, I forgot the journalist from ESPN, with the reports coming out recently, Rob Dawson, that is, with the reports from Rob Dawson coming out recently, we now know that they weren't working on these things. They weren't allowed to be able to rectify those mistakes, because when they lost the game, they had to put in extra shifts. So they were tired. But that's probably a video for a different day. But we're left with a handful of players who are technically below average. I have to say it. It has to be this cruel for people to understand what I'm actually talking about. These players, a handful of these players are below average when it comes to technique, passing the ball correctly. Make sure you take care of your passes. Make sure the ball arrives at the person it's intended for. A lot of these players are bang average, below average. And this is sad to say for players that play for Manchester United. Big Man United, and you're technically below average. It's sad. It's very, very sad. It's very sad, man. The prime example probably today would be Garnacho, and I'm going to try and include the stills in this video. I'm going to try and include the stills. Boy, that was a hard watch, man. It was very, very hard to watch Garnacho make the wrong decision time after time after time after time. The one where... what was the first one? Where we went on a counter-attack, ironically. We were on a counter-attack and Amad had just come on. Xerxes was all the way to the right and Garnacho was on the left and Amad was running through the middle. All he had to do was play Amad in. Amad probably would have squared it, because Amad's not a selfish player. Amad probably would have squared it to Xerxes and that would have been 2-1. Game over. Done. But no. Garnacho only wants to dribble. And again, the consequences of a manager who prioritizes these things. Head down, just dribble. Don't pay attention to anything what's going on around you, behind you, in front of you. Just head down, forward. Whatever happens, happens. At least I put the cross in so that people can say, I left everything on the pitch. I left everything out there on the pitch. It's not how things work, man. It's not how football works. We're not in the 80s anymore. In 2024, as a winger, you should be technically secure enough to be able to go past your man. Second example, we tried to construct an attack. It didn't work out. Fair enough. It happens. Garnacho picks up the ball at the edge of the box. Mazraoui, you can see him. He is sprinting for his life, trying to do the overlap so that Garnacho can play him in. Garnacho tries to cut inside and tries to shoot. Obviously, it doesn't work. So the defenders had him boxed in so much that he couldn't, get the shot off. So he's having to go outside of the box, try and play the pass back to Martinez, if I'm not wrong. And the pass was so bad that it took a touch of Neto's foot. Neto takes the ball, runs off on the left on Chelsea's right hand side. He runs off. Casemiro's having to make the foul. Casemiro's having to make the foul, and he is having, bro, I can't even saying that Casemiro had a bollocking at what's his name, Garnacho, is an understatement, because he was absolutely fuming. So would I have been. So would I. Bro, imagine the whole team just sprinted forward, yeah? We made all of that effort to make sure we're in the right positions up front just for you to try and do the selfish thing, bro. Intelligence, IQ, right decision making. Right decision making in football goes such a long way, because the right decision making the right decision at the right time, yeah, it's like a domino effect. Subsequently, everything after that is good. Equally, the wrong decision, it's like a domino effect as well. Everything after that is wrong. So, that was a hard watch, man. I can't even lie. It was a very, very hard watch. A lot of players are Amorim is gonna have to make some changes in terms of personnel, because what I saw today was, it really hurt my eyes. Really, really hurt my eyes. And the only positive we can probably take from this is Ruud's 100% record at Old Trafford and 100% record as an interim United head coach. So that's the only positive for me we can take. From our gameplay, I think is still way too poor. Way too poor. The proof, we scored from a penalty. So, Chelsea, I think today wasn't really that much better than us, but they tried, man. They tried, but at least with them, technically, they were secure enough. I thought Van Madueke had a stinker today. Oh, my Lord. Listen, I've got nothing against the person. I've got nothing against the player. But I do think he's walking around a bit with an idea of... He walks around like he's the guy, but he's not. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a good footballer, but yeah... Today probably showed why he got hooked off very early. I think Neto was really good today. I thought Neto was very positive down the left. He's that throwback winger, bro. He's a typical throwback winger. Just put him on the left. He's going to do the step over thing. He's going to, push the ball past you, use his pace, and then put in a decent cross. I thought Chelsea were quite decent as well today. Caicedo, that goal. Oh, my Lord. I trust him to score those kind of goals. He's got that in his locker, innit? So, bro, that strike was unbelievable. Onana, I love you, but there was no way Onana was saving this. No way, bro. Not in a million years. That shot was too precise, too hard. And yeah, it was a fantastic goal from Caicedo. Apart from that, I thought Chelsea was pretty much on the same level as us. I thought their passing was quite sloppy as well. Not all the passes were, going to the people they were intended for. So I thought they were quite sloppy as well, but not as sloppy as us. And in terms of their decision making, I thought they were a tiny bit better than us. It probably shows that Maresca has a lot of work to do with them as well. But at least, they're a work in progress. They still have a lot of work to do. We still have to start the beginning of our new, I don't want to call it a process, but our new story with Amorim when he comes on the 11th of November or when he starts. So I think that's probably all I had to say about this game, man. I'm not happy, I'm not sad, I'm not angry, but I'm very, very disappointed with the level of quality and the level of technique. The level of technique we displayed today was so poor. To score a goal as well in the 70th minute, then to concede 4 minutes after, very, very poor. Very, very poor. So I hope that Amorim comes in, sees the below average level of technique and decision making in this club, or at this club rather, and he makes decisions in terms of personnel and brings in some technical ballers, man. We are crying out for those. But like I said, us being left with a handful of players that don't think is due to the previous manager prioritizing or putting the emphasis on things that didn't really matter. Transitions and running and being fast. All of that stuff doesn't matter in football, because the pace will go, the physicality will go, but the technique stays for life. That is one thing I want people to learn. Technique stays with you forever. Whether you're fast, slow, big, skinny, technique stays forever. And technique will get you out of situations where pace won't. Technique will get you out of situations that physicality won't. If you're intelligent, you'll always make the right decision and you will get out of sticky situations when where your pace won't help you, physicality won't help you, and transitions won't help you. So yeah, that midfield and that front line, we need to address that ASAP. But obviously, I don't think it's going to happen until the summer. So yeah, man, listen, those were my 2 cents on the game. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. You know what it is. Road to 14K. Back on Tuesday for reactions for Champions League. So make sure you tune in on my channel for that. And yeah, man, love to all the people watching and supporting. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.